sign in here? Let's see. What does that say? HBZ? Oh, Hernandez. Okay, could I have your name, please? Yes.
David.
David. Preciado. Okay, I'll put you as the interpreter. Okay. Thank you. I'm sorry? Have you signed in yet?
No.
Oh, yeah. You need to sign in. And then please write the address. And then, I actually,
the
Is
neighbor.
there Alan Holstrom here?
I can check his spelling. I'm George Hartman. I'm today's hearing officer. Gentlemen?
Dan Colby, Building Department.
Okay. Our first case today is 88 Summit. Dan?
88 Summit is a single-family house. It was posted on 6/29 of 2022. It was a dangerous and dilapidated structure. It appears to be occupied. The roof, siding, trim, soffits, windows, garage are all dilapidated and causing open to the environment. It's overgrown, debris, unkempt, broken window, again, extreme overgrowth. Rear porch lacks railings. Gas meter's on. The electric meter is on. We're supposed to have a property maintenance inspection pulled that hasn't been done. We'll hold off on a recommendation to see what and why that is the case.
Okay. Your name, please?
Oh, I'm Helena Melnick.
Okay. And is there a reason that you did not pull your property maintenance inspection?
I didn't have any money. Just,
Okay.
But as far as the repairs on the house go, I screwed up. It's been so difficult getting help from some of these agencies. I am on a waiting list for Habitat for Humanity, but they say sometimes it takes about a year to get the things done. We've been in touch on and off. You know, they've sent me, to verify my mailing address and those kinds of things. I've spoken to, since I was here last, spoken to about 4 alleged handymen. Because of the trouble getting in touch with some of these agencies, some of them have full mailboxes, or they're not taking requests, and there have just been brick walls everywhere. Well, anyhow, I came across about 4 handyman these recent months, and things just fizzled out. No shows. One handyman didn't have tools, and I certainly can't afford to buy them. What few things I managed to get done, I did put mending plates on my front stairs, and then I put the paving stones back on top of them because, I fixed them, so I'll just take any precaution. There was a plastic greenhouse I did manage to take down. I pruned, that was a real slapstick situation too. That took me a while. And I'd prune one side of the house, and then suddenly on the other side there were shrubs I didn't know I had. It's just been me. You know, I've screwed up terribly. So I started, I think, a couple weeks ago, started trying to make calls again. And again, I was so disappointed. 2 calls I couldn't get through. One happened to full mailbox again, and the other one was the same thing. They weren't taking calls. And I happened to get an ad in the mail from area agency on mailing, and I was about to pitch it because in times past when I've contacted them, they only had referral for medical treatment. But for anyone who's curious, the card that they sent said they have a referral line for other areas. So I called that, and the woman I spoke to was really helpful. She looked up some of these numbers that I had called to verify whether or not they were taking applications or calls. Habitat for Humanity has been, they've been helpful. They've returned inquiry calls. I spent a couple weeks chasing down a predatory scheme for an alleged, what do they call it, a hardship loan? And finally I called Habitat for Humanity again, and they said they had no such thing and didn't know of it. You know, trying to do things on my own, I've just fallen over my own feet. So I just vowed I'm just sticking with agencies because they at least know and have contacts to get these things done.
Do you think if we hold this over until our next meeting, which is, Dan, when is that? October?
Yes, October the 12th.
October 12th?
Well, I'm hoping so, because this weekend, one place, after I talked to this very helpful woman at the area I can't remember, AAA, Aging Advocacy or something. After I spoke with her, I called one of these numbers I had, couldn't get through to before. Their mailbox, I left a message, and a few days later they called back, and I'm since this is a hectic week, I told them that I would contact them this weekend again.
Okay.
So they called back. That's a first.
All right. Dan, we'll hold this over until October then.
Okay.
Hopefully by that time you've paid for your property maintenance inspection and had that done.
And I wanted to thank Mr. Larry because he was helpful. He gave me a number to call the last
Okay.
time I was here, and I appreciate it.
All right, we'll hold this over. Would you please do your best to clean up the garbage and keep the trees trimmed back?
Yeah, I need help with the trees.
Okay.
By
Do what you
garbage, I'm
can,
not sure what you mean.
okay?
Feed birds.
So we'll hold this over until October. Okay?
Okay.
Thank
And
you.
thank you. Thank you again. Bye-bye.
176 Liberty.
176 Liberty is a single-family residence that was posted on 6/29 of 2022. It was a fire-damaged, dangerous and dilapidated structure. It is vacant. Let's see, it's a little applicable here. The roof, siding, trim, and porch and garage are all dilapidated.
No.
Hold on, please.
Okay.
Overgrowth, debris, unkempt, broken window. Work has being done without permits. Does have new windows now at this point. Electrical riser. Had a property maintenance inspection back in April, and all permits at this point have been pulled. Gas meter is on, the electric meter is on. Because of current permits being issued and being worked on, our recommendation is postponement to the October 12th, 2022 hearing officer meeting to allow the work to continue.
Okay. Your name, please.
Emery Nichols.
Okay. Yes, sir.
What I wanted to say, the roof never was bad. So I don't know where you got that from, but it never was bad. The windows, you go by there now, everything is looking good. We got a lot of work going on. We got all the permits pulled, and the house is looking a whole lot better.
Larry, did you do the inspection on this?
Yes, he did. Yeah.
The roof part where was scorched with fire damage. I think that's.
It was. I believe that was like it was right above the roof. Not the roof, but right at the top of the roof. It was just scorched. That's all it was.
where this repair.
Yes. Yes.
He is moving forward.
We're gonna put new siding on too. Yeah.
Can you cut the grass, please? Or
Oh.
maybe it's been cut since the pictures?
Yeah, we done that. Yes.
Okay.
We done that about a week ago.
Okay.
Yes, we done that.
All right, we'll hold this over then until our next meeting in October.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Keep making progress. Looks
All right.
good.
All right. Thank you.
63 Miami.
'63 Miami is a single-family residence that was posted on 6/29 of 2022. It's a vacant, dilapidated structure with an extremely rotted roof on the garage. Again, major hole in the roof of the garage. Siding, trim, and the garage are all dilapidated. Still overgrowth, debris, unkempt. Was being mowed the front yard when we were there posting it. Gas meter is locked out. The electric meter is on. They do have building and plumbing and electrical permits current. Our recommendation is postponement, but we'd really, really like to have something done with that garage.
Your name, please?
Jan Hoagie?
Okay. And you're representing Mr. Dudley,
Yes,
and he's still the owner?
yes.
Is any progress on the garage, or?
So the garage, we were able to get in touch with the contractor who had done some initial work, like with the door, a couple of years ago. He had been recommended to us by the Historic District Commission. But then we kind of was recommended that we focus on the house first, which we've done, but still some snags there. So now I've been able to track down that contractor, but we haven't established any work plan or anything yet. So,
Is the house all set now? I know you had some plumbing issues that had to be
Right.
finished.
well, the plumbing issues, we were really taken by the previous, not only was it a bait and switch, but it turns out they did not do the work that we paid for. So we're really cautious. We found another plumber who snaked out the basement drain, which the previous plumbers had quoted for like $13,000 because they said couldn't even get a camera in there. So there was no way to snake it. It was going to have to be excavated. But our new plumber did it for $175, snaked it out. He said no problem. So he was in line to do the work to finish up the plumbing, but he's had problems getting workers, and now he's got illness problems. So he told us he just can't do it as of yesterday. So we have to find another plumber, and of course we're pretty cautious because we don't want to have the problems that we had before.
Yeah. Do you have a tenant that's going to move into the house once it's ready?
Yes, we have a family member. Actually, we have two family members. If one doesn't want it, the other one does.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
So,
I'm sorry.
yeah, so a couple of other things on the good news. This Friday, 3 months ago, we scheduled for gutters and downspouts to be installed, and they're coming on Friday. We also have basement waterproofing that was scheduled 3 months ago, so they're coming August 5th. And then, we need to find another plumber and proceed with the garage work.
Okay.
Oh, and we did get the landscaping. So we had a landscaper who also had, he was hospitalized. He was, had an injury, but he got out there this morning, and I stopped by the house on my way here, and it looks very nice. So, yeah, all of that landscaping is done.
Hopefully that doesn't get destroyed with waterproofing.
No, the landscaping on the outside?
Yep.
No, they're just going in the basement. They're waterproofing inside the basement.
Okay.
Yeah, we won't touch anything.
For the family member to move in, does the garage need to be
I'm gonna say
repaired?
something has got to be done with the garage before they, I mean, it's, when we first started out, it was possibly doable, but time has not been favorable to the condition of the garage. So,
Yeah, I understand, but I'd hate to see all this money and effort that's gone into this house to fix it up and make it, habitable, to find out that the house gets vandalized because it's vacant, just because of the garage.
Well, we signed a C of O to occupy the property, the premises. If someone gets hurt on that property, we already signed that C of O. Comes back on us. So the only way I could see is she makes that garage safe, certain extent, or they can move someone into it. But that garage, in my opinion, should be torn off.
as I say, when, a few years ago, it was salvageable.
And
But
this
the-
is
the
a
wa-
historic
the-
garage, correct?
Yes, but the Historic Commission has given permission to
tear it down.
tear it down.
But in the meantime was when they came out to look at it. We thought it had to be torn down. But then the Historic District Commission representatives came out, looked at it, and said, no, this should, their recommendation was to salvage it. But as you said, that's been some time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I say, since that point, it's been reconsidered.
Right, I took a
I mean, they're
complaint
more than welcome to fix it, but something has to be done with it before.
And there's no way to secure it in the condition it's in.
fence it off. So that's why I was out there. I took a complaint on it for a safety hazard. Kids in the area playing, they wander off their garage. The garage needs to, in my opinion, had to come down. So I went to Mike, the director, and said, this is a safety hazard. This should be addressed immediately.
Yeah. I mean, I'd hate to see that house, it's summer, but we're coming up on winter, and
You're
I'd
right.
hate to see that house sitting vacant all winter again, and you'll be back in the same position in the spring.
Exactly. No, we agree. So we also agree that the garage has to be addressed. We're not trying to, argue against that, one way or another.
Sure.
It either has to be rehabbed or it has to be torn down.
Okay.
Totally agree with that.
All right. We'll postpone until October 12th.
Okay. All
Thank
right.
you.
Okay.
Ma'am, meanwhile, you get to do something secure, fence it off, construction, fencing or something to make it safe, so nobody's gonna wander into it.
Okay. Bring that down.
628 North Perry.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
628 North Perry is a garage that is extremely dilapidated, dangerous and collapsing. The entire garage is dilapidated, overgrown, debris, unkempt, broken windows, piles of debris around the structure. Had pulled a building permit that has been expiring, and nothing's been done. Our recommendation is placement on the demolition list, just the fact of, after all this length of time, nothing's been cleaned out of the garage, anything, it's just not moving.
Your name, sir?
My name is Louis Stevens.
Okay.
The garage is almost completely cleaned out inside. The wood has all been cut up. I've been working on the Jeep frame as much as I can because I'm handicapped. And the garage, I finally was able to afford to buy some saws. So I'm gonna start on that tomorrow, cutting it up and taking it down.
Okay. I'm sorry, your name, please?
My name is Regina Slowey. I am here on behalf of Faith Ferguson. And just to add to his, I think there was some checks that had been lost. They were recently reissued. They sent them to Mr. Stevens? Yeah, to Mr. Stevens, and he has been able to cash them, and that's why he has funds. So
Okay.
that just happened, I want to say in June.
What are you, I notice you have a trailer in the driveway now.
Yeah, I had to, with the economy the way it is, I have to go back to doing markets, flea markets, to make enough money to pay the bills and get gas and everything. So that's what that's for.
Okay.
Because that's got 90% of the stuff that was in the garage is in the trailer now.
And the off-road vehicle that's inside,
Yep,
have you decided what you're doing with that? You
we're gonna try to keep it.
try to keep it there and
Yeah,
does that have a plate on it?
no, it's not, you can't license it. It's strictly for
Strictly
off-road racing.
off-road.
Yeah.
So that wouldn't be considered an abandoned vehicle.
The only thing I think I could do is maybe get insured and then get an ORV permit for it.
I was told that an ORV permit would make it as well as not classified as abandoned.
Okay.
Yeah, because I
Just
have to check with the state and see if I have to have insurance on it, just the ORV or not.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's all money right now.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll hold this over again. Hopefully October,
It will
get
be.
things cleaned up.
Yeah, like I said, I finally got the sauce and now I can start really working on it.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I have one.
28 Tacoma.
28 Tacoma is a multifamily residence, was posted on 6/29 of 2022. It's a occupied, non-compliant structure with, is not properly registered. Siding, trim, roof, and shingles are all dilapidating. Also, soffits and porches are in need of repair. Still some overgrowth, debris, broken window. Guardrails and handrails are needed. All the electric meters appear to be on, and the gas meters appear to be on. Had a property maintenance inspection, and the building permits have been applied but have not been issued as of yet. Our recommendation is for postponement, provided that once they're issued, work begins.
Okay. Your name, please?
Daniel Ati.
Okay. And you're applying for permits, or you've already done that? You're waiting
Right.
for them to be
Right.
issued?
Yep. So applied for permits, and we've also shown the apartments to contractor, just to start off, just to see what price comes in and those kind of things. One of the issues that we're going to be having is it's going to be hard to do renovations when people are staying there. So we've asked the residents to, seek other places, and we're planning on, if they're not able to find it, then we'll probably have to give them, a notice to move in order to do repairs. From the inside, they need we're kind of to make it all nice and everything, and it's hard to do it when there's tenants living there. So that's what.
Okay. We'll postpone until October then.
Okay.
Hopefully you can make some progress.
Okay. All right.
Thank you. 113 Florence?
113 Florence is a duplex that they're converting back to a single-family residence, vacant, dilapidated, dangerous structure. Shed was still open to trespass. Roof, front porch steps are rotted, rear steps are rotted and missing steps. Multiple windows are boarded and or missing. Some overgrowth, debris, unkempt, animals undermining. Guardrails and handrails, rodents are still making it a dangerous condition. bricks are falling off the side of the house. The gas meter is gone, the electric meter is gone, and lines have been cut. All permits have expired. Our recommendation is placement on the demolition list due to the fact of no type of forward activity.
Okay, your name, please?
Antoine Kassab.
Okay. And is there a reason we're not moving forward?
We're still on the inside. I think the building permit expires either today or tomorrow. I tried to renew it a couple weeks ago, but they told me I couldn't until it expires.
Is that true?
Yeah, you have to give it permission to move on before they will.
Yeah,
It expires today,
I see.
and if it doesn't move on, then it will be extended to the Board of Appeals meeting to find out what their opinion is, but,
we have
we're not making progress, there's no.
me-
there's no-
mechanical is set for in 2 weeks to install the furnace, and electrical is set for 3 weeks.
Okay,
Plumbing, we still have an issue with finding a plumber.
okay. I'll hold this over until October. Renew your permit.
Can I renew it today?
That's,
You can go down and make request.
Make a what?
You can go down and make.
I did my
has to be
request
approved.
2 weeks ago.
Did they have your?
They never called me, they never contacted me.
Okay, well, did you do it online? too?
No, here in person.
Okay, in person? Again, it can't be done until today,
All right,
but if they can find the
so
application.
I'll come back then tomorrow and I'll just
okay,
get it done.
Back in tomorrow.
okay.
That's fine.
Would you, the site could use a little bit of a cleanup. Would you clean up the
Oh,
site?
it's very clean.
Is it now?
Yeah, as of today.
Pictures show some debris.
From
What
2
about
weeks
the
ago?
trailer that's in the
Mm-hmm.
driveway?
That's a $20,000 trailer for bobcats and stuff.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, this
Okay.
trailer is
The
brand new.
pile of the limbs that are behind the house were there 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
With the
that
same
we,
bucket.
that we gotta
I-
take, yeah, we gotta take care of that. I think the neighbors are throwing some stuff in there too, in the backyard, because every time we go there, we clean up all kinds of, nobody lives there.
Yeah, well, please clean up the site.
We'll keep
hold
it
over
clean,
till
absolutely.
October. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen, have a great evening.
118 Victory is a single-family residence. It's was a dangerous, dilapidated structure. Window siding and trim, and garage fencing were dilapidated. The block wall in the rear is failing. So overgrowth, a lot of debris, unkempt. Gas meter is on, the electric meter is on. There's some siding falling off. They had pulled permits. The plumbing, mechanical, and electrical have all been finalized. It's just trying to get the building permit finished up. The owner was in the office today, and I think he kind of understands what's going on, our frustration with it, and is committed to getting some things done. Our recommendation was going on to the Board of Appeals, but if he will do what he's claiming he's gonna do, we will give him one last time to get it finished up.
Okay, your name, please?
Cyril Hall.
Thank you. And, can we get the site cleaned up?
Yep.
Is that, I mean, is there a tenant in this right now, or?
I just contacted a guy to clean it up today.
Okay.
So he'll clean it up tomorrow, he said.
And then we're just looking at final inspections? And
Well,
Well,
the-
building is, and, but as I showed him, the siding was starting to fall off the house 3 months ago, and more of it's off the house now. A lot of these things are gonna have to be, that's just what we can see from the outside. I haven't been inside it, to do anything, but,
Plumbing, electrical, HVAC, all of that has
All-
been completed.
all the trades
Okay.
have been finalized out. It's just the final building that needs to be done.
All right. I'll hold you over until October. Hopefully you've got the site cleaned up and everything finalized at that time.
And we paid for the building, yes.
Thank you.
One, two, three, 5-4 University is a single-family residence, extremely fire damaged, vacant and dangerous structure. The front window is making it open to trespass. The majority of the roof in the center part of the house is gone, missing and broken windows. Extreme, the house has been boarded because of the fire damage. Still overgrowth, debris, unkempt. The gas meter is gone, the electric meter is gone as the wires have been cut. and our recommendation was placement onto the demolition list.
Your name, please?
Vernon Molnar.
Are you the property owner?
Yes, I am.
Okay. And what is your intent with the property?
It's in the cleanup phase right now. There's a dumpster that's full, and I'm doing dumpster exchange, where they pick up the full one and drop off an empty one.
Okay. Does this house have a basement?
Yes. A partial, just a small little. It's mainly a crawl space.
Are you going to try to rebuild?
Yes.
So we would need a property maintenance inspection?
Yeah, because at this point, probably he's gonna bring in plans of what he's planning to do to the house, which will be approved and start from that point. But, you know, he's got latitude of cleaning up the contents inside the house. When it starts to the actual demolition of the house, he needs to have the permit in hand for the demolition part of it, so. Cleaning furniture out and all the stuff that.
That's pretty much all, that's already been done. I was originally going to try to do a remodeling, and that doesn't look realistic. So now I'm thinking it's gonna be a complete rebuild. And I'm in the demolition phase, so my thinking would be, perhaps I should go to the building. I was gonna pull a remodeling permit, but it looks like I'm gonna have to pull a wrecking permit. So that's where I'm at now.
Yeah.
I was trying to preserve it, believe me, I didn't wanna tear the whole thing down, and it's pretty well down.
Yeah, it looks really bad.
So just so you know that I'm consciously, there's dumpsters there, and I'm cleaning it up.
Yeah, when did the fire occur?
2 years ago. But I just recently bought it, so
Oh, I see.
that's what happened there.
Okay. So,
When you start onto the actual demolition of the structure, you need a demolition
Yes.
permit.
So
Hauling the stuff.
I
debris
should come in tomorrow and get that.
Yes, by all means.
That's what-
Yep.
so,
That's on my agenda for tomorrow.
yeah.
Okay.
So,
If you go online to the city's website, you're gonna go to community development, or departments, community development, and building safety. The demolition application is there, and all the items that you're going to need are going to be there. So, to apply for that demolition permit.
Could I come in tomorrow and do it? 'Cause
Fact,
I don't have a laptop or
There-
anything.
I was gonna say, if
I'm
you
a
go-
senior
if you-
citizen, I
If you-
really,
If you stop now, the building department's open till 5 o'clock, and they can give you the application.
and then I could just take it home and fill it out.
Fill it
Okay,
out.
I'll
Yep,
do that.
Exactly. And like I said, there's a checklist of items that you're gonna have to supply to them to do that.
Okay, but the list that I got, I brought all, like, I went down and paid the taxes yesterday, and they say they want it all today, but apparently I don't need all that, but I've done it, I've done my due diligence, I'm making a go of it.
okay. Larry, did you have a comment?
Yeah, sir, do you own it from the street back?
No, I don't. I own, what's in front of me, there's 1 acre in front of me, and I own the acre behind it. All I have is an easement on that driveway.
So them vehicles parked on that.
Those aren't
property
mine.
is not yours.
No. I thought they were until after I bought it, and I found out they weren't.
Okay,
That's someone else.
all right. So we'll hold this over until our October 12th meeting and pull your demolition permit to take the structure down, and then you'll need building permits for whatever you construct new.
Good.
Okay? And at that time, if there's a valid building permit on this, does this come back in front of us every month?
We'll come back
Just
every
like
3 months, but, you know, with a valid building permit and forward movement, you kind of get yourself that buy of a postponement. But yeah, you're gonna be,
I'm gonna go down there right now and do
Yep, yep.
But believe me, it's not that I was procrastinating. I didn't really think I was gonna need a wrecking permit. I thought I was gonna do a remodel, and that isn't realistic, so
Okay.
that's where I'm
So
at.
you're gonna need a letter from the gas company, electric company, and the.
They've already disconnected everything. I did that way
The
back
demo
when.
permit, we're gonna need verification of that.
Well, actually, they said the line going to the house was an older style line, and they disconnected at the curb.
Yeah, but when you submit the demo permit, you have to have a letter from them saying there's no power or gas going to that.
Okay, I can get
When-
that.
when you get the application, the front page of it has a checklist of items that you're gonna have to have.
All right. And I I do the checklist, then I apply for the permit.
Right, make sure you have all the items on that checklist, then you can bring in your permit, your application.
All right.
The application's also attached to.
I've got to put the cart before the horse, but I've never torn anything down, so this is, I've done new construction, but never this.
Okay.
Thank
Very
you
good.
for your time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
321 West Walton.
Is a commercial car wash. It was posted on 6/29 of 2022. Was a vacant, fire-damaged, dilapidated structure. They have made work to secure the roof portion of it and the framework. Still a lot of boarded and broken windows, overgrowth, debris, unkempt, abandoned vehicle. The gas meter is gone and the electric meter is gone. They've done a lot of work, but our recommendation is gonna be to remain on the demolition list because they haven't moved forward to really finish up the outside and the inside.
Your name, please?
Sam Brico.
Okay. And you're missing all the good weather, you know?
Yeah, yeah. And, it's still, situation is lack of funds. And I have the property up for sale. So either or, if the funds come through, I'll continue on fixing the property. If the, sale comes through, I will go ahead and sell it. But the property's been maintained. There's no abandoned vehicle. The vehicle's
It's
plated.
licensed. The truck in the back doesn't have a valid license.
Doesn't what?
Does not have a valid license plate.
Oh, I'll check into that.
Yeah.
But the property is maintained.
There's still a lot of debris there.
I'm sorry?
There's still quite a bit of debris on site. They might-
No, the grass is cut, the weeds are
Gra-
trimmed.
Grass
when-
is cut,
when-
when we were
when-
out there, there's still a lot of debris on site. I don't know if it's
Like where?
back parking lot, some along the building itself. There's some of it that's on the curb, between the sidewalk and the driveway.
No, that's city. That was the city
No,
doing
no.
the,
You've got a driveway going to the back where I would enter the car wash.
I just passed by there
the
today.
vacuum cleaners.
It's pretty clean.
My pictures are showing some,
I don't know,
Okay,
there's
I'll
some-
take care of that.
There's some debris there.
I'll-
I don't know what it is.
I'll take
Looks
care
like
of it,
cardboard
whatever
or
there is.
If this gentleman sells this, the buyer has to assume,
yep, this doesn't go away because it's been sold. So the buyer, basically, property in this condition, to make it a legal sale and protect the sale, the seller needs to have the buyer sign an affidavit stating that they understand where the property's at, what has to be done to it, and be able to move forward with it. Without that, the buyer can back out of the property.
Yes, it's a as
the
is.
deal, and so, it basically protects the seller. If not, the buyer can back out of it at a later date.
it looks to me like the exterior is complete, is that correct? Other than a couple of
It's-
broken windows now?
Yes, but the windows are still intact. It's from the inside.
They're broken on the inside?
Yes.
Okay. Am I correct in what I'm seeing
There,
here?
there is one of the windows that is broken all the way through. It's not, you can't put your hand through it, but both the inside and
But
outside
the
are
the
broke.
exterior of the building is complete.
No,
Has-
there's
has it
doors
been
issued.
Finalized on inspection?
No. Well,
And-
the roof and the stuff that the permit that they pulled was finalized out, but there was still, the doors, et cetera, and exterior that needs to be, that was not part of the permit. There's still work on the inside of the building that has to be done. They only basically repaired the roof and made it weather tight from the roof standpoint.
Is the equipment inside damaged?
It's a little bit.
And you're not putting the rear door on because of funds?
Yes.
Looks like there's a window missing in back, too.
There are several boarded windows.
Well, yeah, there's the windows that were broken all the way through. They're boarded up.
If this moves to the Board of Appeals, does that further complicate a sale, or does it make no difference?
It wouldn't necessarily complicate the sale, other than it's one step closer to the cliff, as I tell people, you know, something's gotta be done with it, because its present condition is not really doing a lot of good. You wanna give him until a certain, you know, the next meeting, and if he doesn't have it sold, let him know that that's where it's headed. It may determine what his next move's gonna be. But something needs to move forward on it, because we've been stymied at this point.
The plywood that's on the overhead door in the back and the window in the back, could that get painted so that at least looks like the brick or block color? So it looks a little better, and then there is some debris on the site. So,
Okay.
you know, if you can clean that up, I'll hold this over until October 12th again.
Okay,
But, you know, somewhere, something's gotta move, so.
yeah. No, I understand.
You know, I mean, you're
I mean,
trying to be patient, you know, you made good progress and,
Yeah, well, at the time, I had the funds, and then,
yeah,
you know, I did the roof, and funds ran out.
and you can't get the place open to generate some cash flow.
I wish I could.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I could.
Okay. So we'll hold this over until October 12th.
Okay, thank you.
Please clean up the site.
All right, thank you.
441 North Saginaw is a single-family residence, was posted on 6/29 of 2022. That's a vacant, dilapidated, and dangerous fire damaged structure. The front entry is making it open to trespass. Upper window and doors on the north elevation is making it open to the elements. Roofing, siding, boarded windows, soffits, trim, overhangs, porches, and chimney are all dilapidated. Overgrowth, debris, unkempt, animals undermining. The main electric service is open. The electric lines or the gas meter is off, locked out. The electric meter is off. It had a property maintenance inspection back October of last year. All permits were needed. Nothing has started and taken place. Again, that's kind of why it's here. The property was for sale. It has been sold, and the new owner is doing some cleanup on it. Because of that, and he was in earlier to the office, he knows that there's a property maintenance inspection going to be needed, which he's planning on, if you postpone it, to make application for, and kind of starting with a new owner on it. Our recommendation is now kind of a postponement, to allow him to get started if he's willing to, in fact, do something.
Right, your name, please?
My name is Margarito Preciado.
Okay. And are you,
You interpret it.
I'm his son, is
okay, so,
My name is David Preciado.
thank you. And will you apply for the property maintenance inspection then?
Yes, we're planning to do everything that's necessary to the house.
Okay. So we'll hold this over until October 12th, our next meeting. Apply for the property maintenance inspection and clean up the site in the meantime, okay?
Yeah, sounds very good to me. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Thank you.
They were in today and seemed to have a good understanding of what was needed to be done.
Good.
Okay.
Yep.
So, regarding tomorrow, we could come in and get that property maintenance inspection tomorrow then?
Yeah, in fact, it's still open for another 10 minutes at the office. You want to get up the application
Okay.
to it, fill it in, then just bring
Yeah,
it back tomorrow.
exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you then.
Okay,
Sure.
Thank you.
All right. 425 Second is a single-family residence, was posted on 6/29 of 2022. It is a vacant, dilapidated, dangerous structure. It was, had been documented as open to trespass back in June. Although there was a company there when we were posting it, trying to get things secured and inventoried for the bank to what was going on. The garage eaves are extremely dilapidated. The house is full of mold. extreme overgrowth, a lot of debris, unkempt. Front steps are crumbling. The gas meter is locked out. The electric meter is off. Our recommendation is to be placed on the demolition list.
Okay. Your name, please?
Andrea Cartwright, appearing representative of for the mortgage company for the bank.
Okay. And this has been foreclosed on, is that correct?
It has. Property is banked on and is currently vacant. My client has not received any notice other than this initial notice for the hearing, so they have not had an opportunity to cure any of the violations or to, do some bids to get the work started.
Okay. So,
So we're asking if we could have a brief adjournment so that we can get a list of all the violations that need to be cured in order for the client to obtain bids to begin working to bring the property into compliance.
so that would be a property maintenance inspection? Are you familiar with that?
I am not here.
Dan?
Okay. Again, go down in the next few minutes. You can get a copy of that application.
Okay.
Need filled out. The fee for that is $200. Building inspector will walk the property with you or the representative and tell you all the things that are going to have to be done to the property in order to reoccupy it, and of those items, what are going to require permits.
Okay.
Then you can pull your permits for the building and the trades, and once all completed, you'll receive a certificate of compliance on the property.
So we'll hold this over until our October 12th meeting.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Sam,
Yes.
I was out there too. When we come in and do the property maintenance inspection,
Uh-huh.
that building has to be safe for us to enter.
Okay.
As we seen it though, the other day, it wasn't safe to enter. So it has to be cleaned out,
Walls and ceiling are green. And
so
black.
it has to be.
So it's
there's
mowed.
No hazard for us.
Okay.
Okay?
I will let my client know. Thank you very much.
Yeah, even the workers were kind of reluctant to go in, but they needed to do certain things inside. Trying to get it secured.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
584th is,
Did you skip one?
yeah, we have got,
208?
28 State is not here, are they? 208? Yeah, oh, yeah, okay.
208 State Street.
You didn't sign in.
It's on here.
I got here late.
Okay, oh, all right. So this,
Alonso Munoz.
okay, we're,
ALONZO. Munoz, MUNOZ.
.208 State is a single-family residence that was posted on 6/29/2022. It's a vacant, dilapidated, fire-damaged structure. Fire was back in 2017. Has many broken boarded windows. Roof, siding, trim, soffits, doors, and windows are all dilapidated. Still some overgrowth, although it's been majorly cleaned up. Unkempt, animals undermining, foundation as a concern. The gas meter is locked out and now is gone. The electric meter is gone with the wires have been cut. Had a property maintenance inspection back a year ago. All permits have been needed. Nothing's been applied for. I know there's some financial issues. I will let him discuss where he's at on that. We're kind of stymied the fact that nothing's moving forward on this.
We're still in due process of law with the courts.
And this is, you paid a contractor to do work and they took a check and didn't do any work, correct?
He took off with $98,000 and we're taking him to court.
And didn't, you got a judgment against,
Yes, the judge ruled against our favor, or
in your favor?
in our favor. And,
Okay.
we're just waiting.
All right,
We're in collections,
yeah.
so,
Is he collectible?
well, I don't know
You-
the process when it comes to the lawyers, but
Yeah.
they're in collections, they said.
Okay.
So I don't know how long that takes.
Your name, please?
Yes, my name's Erin Katz. I'm here on behalf of the mortgage company. We understand that the mortgage is still paid up as far as we know.
Yes.
And, understand that there's probably, I don't know as far as the court case what sort of collections they are in, if there's been any attempt to collect, we don't have unfortunately any information about that.
Okay. Well, of the homes that come in front of us, this site is, and the home is, look like they're secured. So I hate to send this on to the Board of Appeals and muddy the waters here. So we'll hold you over again until October 12th. Sounds like everything's paid up to date, so
Yes, and I live next door, I look after the place.
good.
There's
Okay,
cameras up.
all right. So we'll hold this over until October 12th.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, what house are you here for? Okay.
What we've got, next one up was 584th.
Yeah, are you representing the mortgage company or the, Freddie Mac? Are you fourth? Okay, oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay. 584th is a single-family residence, was posted on 6/29 of 2022. It's a vacant, dangerous, fire-damaged structure. All windows are covered with plastic at this point in time by the previous owner. Siding, trim, gutters, and are all dilapidated. Interior is fire damaged. Still some overgrowth, debris, unkempt. An open electrical meter box. The gas meter is locked out. The electric meter is gone. The wires have been cut at this point. It was just recently sold. I think, what is your closing today? Today. Because of that, and he's kind of knows, again, what it needs to be done, our recommendation is for postponement because of the very recent sale. He hasn't been able to come in and do anything preemptively.
Your name, please?
My name is Amit Gujarati.
Okay. And this gentleman will need the property maintenance inspection, or is that,
No, I think we'll let it go by because basically the bank had a property maintenance inspection done a little over a month ago in preparation so that the buyer would know exactly what they were getting themselves into. At that point, all the permits are needed.
okay.
And I don't think there's been that much change with the conditions.
Ma'am, your name, please, for the record.
Regina Slowey on behalf of Freddie Mac.
Thank you. So we'll hold this over until October 12th. Give you a chance to pull your permits and start work.
Yep. That's
Okay.
fine, yeah.
And the only request, out of request I had is that Freddie Mac name to be removed from the notices.
Yes, they will be. Once the title is transferred at the courthouse, the Register of Deeds,
Yep,
the old names go away.
excellent.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, 217 East Wilson is a single-family fire-damaged structure, vacant, dangerous, and dilapidated. Garage, door and windows, were making it open to trespass. The roof, siding, windows, doors, porch, soffit, trim are all dilapidated, overgrowth, debris, unkempt, animals undermining, abandoned vehicle, had been done without permits. The gas meter's locked out, the electric meter is off and the wires have been cut. It had a property maintenance inspection and, all permits were needed. They made application for the building permit quite a while ago and no forward movement on that. Our recommendation is for placement on the demolition list.
Your name, please?
L. Lewis, I'm representing 217 East Wilson. I don't know about the wiring. I don't know. I'm kind of lost with this wiring issue that you were saying. I guess wires have been cut or things like that.
Electrical lines to the house.
electrical lines to the home have been cut. Okay, well, recently I was notified that, we got a dump truck and got all the debris out of the, I wanna say maybe about 80% of the debris. And we were gonna begin working on, well, trying to figure out whether or not the garage could be rehabilitated along with the house, so that we'll know once we are able to start that process. But as of the 4th of July, someone's been dumping, using our property as dump. So if there's been, and we've been keeping it cut. Now, of course, the siding and things like that until we can start working on the house. I did have, certain siding that was hanging off, pulled and dumped as well. So I don't know when exactly was the last time that you all have seen and visited the property.
629 was stated.
Oh, okay. So then, yes, like I said, even since then, someone's used it as a dump. On the 4th of July, we had to start looking into having someone come and clean up a dump that was put on the property. So we're working now to try and secure that more so we don't have that problem. And, there hasn't been work being done on the house. There was debris still in the house that you all advised that we could throw out, using the windows. Because when we were gonna get the dump, we wanted to be able to get the remainder of the debris out of the house as well. So I don't know if you were thinking that there was being work done on the house then, or if there was work, had someone pull the siding, but there isn't any work being done, actually work to be done, other than what you advised that we could do.
Do you know when you will pull building permits?
Well, as I said before, we're still trying to make sure that that property gets cleaned up and cleaned out to be able to start that next process, because that was what you all were requiring. It was a massive amount of debris there the last time that we spoke with you all. And even when someone came out to visit, I don't know who it was that I visited with, but there was still a massive amount of debris there. And we were saying then that we were gonna get a dump, which we did.
Yeah.
But there was another, and it wasn't as much as debris as we had, but I'm just saying, if you've seen new debris there, even since the 4th of July, we've had to clean up debris, honestly.
The motorhome that was there, is that gone now?
That is gone.
And
We removed that. Now, there is the car that is in the driveway, it's a race car, but I'm still looking to figure out, because we were gonna figure out what we were gonna do with the garage, so it's gonna have to go. The vehicle that's inside of the garage.
Yeah. It was a vehicle inside and outside.
there's a van
There was a
outside.
minivan outside that was,
Oh, okay, that is the worker. So
Okay.
he's actually the one that advised, so you'll see someone checking on the house.
Okay.
you might let him
Yeah.
know that his plates are expired,
Oh.
well expired.
That's why it's in the pictures.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
That's-
gotcha.
That's, yeah. If you don't have valid
Yeah,
license,
if you'll notice, that's probably what was it, the mobile home? We
Mobile
did
home
have
is
that
gone.
removed, and you'll see that the minivan is not there all the time.
Ma'am, now you own the home?
No, me and the owner are kind of joint sharing the property now, only because when I purchased it, I didn't know anything about this. Remember?
On the house?
And so Teresa, I am always representing her as the house is, I'm the actual legal owner. I have documentation. I purchased the home. But I purchased it prior to knowing that this was going on with the property. So when I initially came to you all, I was kind of already, in a bind pretty much. And you all let me know that what she should have done was got some type of affidavit or something. But we didn't do any of that. So I'm still holding her accountable for, you know what I mean? Even though I'm moving forward.
Okay, but you own the house now.
No.
Yeah.
Your name.
No, it is still in her name. It is still in her name, and I am
Met
still,
with you out there, is that correct?
that is correct. You've always met with me. You've only seen her in here.
Okay, I've never seen her, but.
Well,
I-
she's been in
I
here
asked
with
for
me.
a full scope of, detailed scope of work. I haven't received that yet.
A full detailed, well, there isn't a detailed scope of work yet. We were doing what you all were requesting and asking that we, you know what I'm saying, satisfying the conditions that you all were asking at that point in time.
Yeah, but
So we haven't started that part where we're
someone
ready to,
applied for a permit.
somebody applied.
Someone,
We did try to and was going to move forward in applying for a permit. They were going to do that, but then they halted and stopped that because they wanted to make sure that they knew what they were even doing, applying for a permit. as far as, I don't know, the wording or what you all were asking for.
Are you Teresa?
I am not. I am the owner of the property. I purchased the property from Teresa.
On a land contract, is that it?
No, it's not a land contract, no.
So.
No, if you recall, like I said, I just purchased it before. I guess she probably even knew that, you all had took over it. And then we started getting notices, so it was paid and owned by me. The deed and everything just wasn't transferred over as of yet.
So,
But-
your name is not on the title to the property, am I correct? That's why everything goes to Teresa. So, I'm not an attorney, and I
It should be
can't
going
give
to-
legal advice. I can give you my opinion, and you need to get your name on title if you paid money for that property. So you need to get Teresa.
I'm investing a lot of money in that property, but the notice should be coming to 217 East Wilson. And that is my property, so
Yeah, it's
I'm
just-
getting the mail.
As far as the city and the county are concerned, am I correct, Dan?
Mhm.
That property is still titled to Teresa,
Yeah,
okay? So if you've paid money for that, if you believe you own that property, you should get that
we do have a
transferred to
purchase
your name.
agreement and everything.
And,
I understand what you're saying.
You know, I always try to work with people,
Yeah.
but it's going to get to the point where, because you're not, you may think you're the legal owner, but as far as the city and this hearing are concerned,
Mhm.
Teresa's the legal owner of the property because her name is on the title.
Understandable.
So, on the title to the property.
The other thing I'd be concerned with is putting a lot of money into it
Yeah, and losing-
because you don't have title to it. She does. So if you're bankrolling the permits and the work in it,
We won't give you.
yeah, she can't.
See, you can't even pull a permit.
Well, yeah, all that, I've actually already been over everything, and me and her, because of the condition that this property was on, and because of, the condition, with it being with the city, we've already started to work together on even a lot of those things, because a lot of
Okay,
those
well,
things should
yeah.
not have.
When you go to pull
Fell on
permits,
us.
if you do not have it into your name for you to be able to
Yeah,
pull
she'll have to
permit-
pull them, and we've
Right.
already.
But if you transfer title before the permits are finalized out, they become null and void. So I just want to make sure that, if you
Oh,
go ahead
gotcha.
and she pulls permits, and then all of a sudden okay, well, get this, title into me, all the permits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then
everything
we're
that's
gonna have to
there
re-pull,
have to
repay.
re-pull. I just want to make sure that
everything.
you're
Gotcha.
well aware of that, okay?
Okay,
So I'll hold this over until October 12th, give you more time to get things resolved here, okay?
okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Good luck.
Thank you.
And the audience here is for 25 Myra. It is a single-family residence. It was posted on 6/29 of 2022. It was a vacant, dilapidated, dangerous structure. There's holes through the roof. The windows are boarded with cardboard. The roof, soffit, siding, trim, windows, doors, steps, and ceiling are falling in. And dilapidated. It's overgrown, debris, unkempt. The gas meter is not visible. The electric meter is on. Our recommendation is to be placed on the demolition list due to the condition of the property.
Okay.
Apparently, it's been this way
And
for a while
these are not
now.
the property owners. They're
These
just
are
neighbors.
that are kind of saying, enough's enough. We've given them the opportunity.
You, please, yes. Please, state your name.
I'm Kerry Johnson. I live directly across the street at 22 and a half Myra. I just moved over there, but I've owned the property for a while. It was a rental, and I took it over as my residence, and I'm going to be hopefully putting an addition on the property. But right now, I have drawings all done. I'm ready to go. I've done everything with the city I've needed to, but I don't really see spending $200,000 to put an addition on my house when I have a dilapidated house that's been sitting across the street for over 10 years. The new owner purchased it about 2 years ago from a gentleman that bought it from the land bank. And he never even went inside when he purchased it, and he realized that there was no way to fix the house. When he put it up for sale, I did a walkthrough with the realtor to see if maybe I could purchase it and fix it up. There's no possible way. The roof is completely caving in. The floors are caving in. This house has been sitting empty since probably before 2010. When they were going through the houses and stealing all of the copper and everything, they've ripped out all of the HVAC, all of the electrical wire. There's nothing in the house that could be fixed. I don't know if the city's gone through the house. The floors are caving in. And so I came home the other day, and one of my tenants said, hey, the owner of the house is out kayaking. I've never seen the new owner. He happened to come in while I was out doing some watering in my yard, and I questioned him about it. I said, do you own 25 Myra? And he goes, yeah. I go, we're really sick and tired of looking at that house. And I have pictures, which you probably have, of the tarps and everything. And, I guess he had been telling some of the neighbors that he was like, oh, I'm going to come by and do a little work. He's never done that. I mean, these tarps have been hanging off the roof for years. He's done absolutely nothing to this house, except for when, I'm surprised he's not here, because he actually came and cut the grass for the first time since he's owned it for 2 years. There is no possible way that this house can be fixed. So, I'm just asking if we could move this forward for the demolition, because it's going to be for the good of the neighborhood. We have a 3-street neighborhood. It's a small neighborhood. Everybody knows each other. We all are great neighbors, but we're all tired of looking at this house and the tarps falling off of it, overgrown trees along the sides. You can get into the back through, the windows are busted out. I did walk back there because Al had mentioned the neighbors were dumping some stuff back there, and I looked inside. There's huge holes. There's raccoons going in and out of the house. I mean, it's just not a house that can be fixed. I know I do stuff like that. I have friends that are contractors. It would have to be tore down and rebuilt. It's past the point of I can put a roof on this or, fix it up. There's no wire inside the house for anything. It's all been ripped out. So if we could move forward, if these two, Carol lives next 2 doors from me, Al lives right next door to it. And plus, the thing is with this house, it's become a dumping site. And this is the thing, that people are talking about. When a house is abandoned and there's nobody there, the neighbors the one neighbor was trimming all the trees and throwing it right over the fence and dumping it in the backyard. Well, what does that do for our neighborhood? Nothing. So we would like to see it move forward, so at least we could get it demoed, so at least we'd have a nice piece of property there, and maybe one of the neighbors on either side could own that property and maintain it. But right now, the new owner has never done anything to that property since he's owned it, except for cut the grass a couple days ago.
Thank you.
Yep. This neighborhood was at one time a summer cottage area. The lots are fairly close together, and I think that, years ago, that it was probably a lot of summer cottages that have been converted now into some fairly nice homes. This is way down at the bottom of anybody's desire to live next to.
It's the worst house.
Oh. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. We'll,
Yeah.
we'll move this on to the Board of Appeals. Yes, sir.
Yes, it'll
Absolutely.
be notified again for the board. It's the third Wednesday of August. Put it on your calendar. And that meeting's at 5 o'clock as opposed to 4 o'clock? The third Wednesday. Correct. And it will be posted again on the property, just as this one was. But you're more than welcome to come, and if you want to sign in much like you did this one, at kind of the bottom as a neighbor, we allow the property owner to be here to represent the property. So we, kind of have you down at the bottom. So, and as soon as all the rest of them, just like this one, all the ones who had ownership is there, we'll take yours right next to it. Okay?
So after it goes to the Board of Appeals,
At that point, it's basically ordered down, And it's on, the classification, our system is condemned awaiting clearance. When funds are available, it can go on to that point. They're looking at all the houses, and depending upon when they get started, there's a batch 18 that's gonna be going that they have funds for. And there was a large building that could not be part of that batch 18 that they had planned on, so they'll be looking for additional properties to go onto it. Although after it gets ordered down, there's like 90 days, they can't do anything with it. It could possibly get put onto the list because within that 90 days, they aren't gonna be, doing anything yet. So it could still have some funding for it, not guaranteeing that, but it may have some funding for it. If it, if it, yeah.
I was doing it because it was next door to me, and I didn't want nobody getting into the house.
Sir, could I,
Take one from the time. Do we have all three of your names on the sign?
Yes. Oh.
Oh, can I have your name, please?
sir, did you have something else you wanted to add?
I've been there,
And-
I've been next door to it for, about 5, 6 years. And I lived in the house
And
next
you're
to where I'm
Alan-
at for 4 years before that.
Excuse me, your name?
Alan Hookstra.
Thank you.
I live at 21 Myra. I've been taking care of the yard because of the first person that bought it through the city. I had the agreement to clean out the house, so I emptied all the trash. He brought in a big yard container, cleaned it all out. And then he had a realtor put it back up for sale. He just couldn't do no more with it. So then this is the second owner that's had it since the auction. And the only thing he's been there in the 3 years for is to put a tarp on it, which blows off within a couple weeks. And had trash containers delivered, took one of them to his own home. So basically, the yard was being cut till this year. I just got tired of it. I'm not getting paid for it. I did have access. I have a key to the back door because of the previous owner, and this owner knew that I had the key also. Because when he first came and put the tarp up, he used my extension ladder, and he kept it inside the house. And 2.5 years ago, the fella in the plaid, he came in the house with me because of me having the key, took pictures. The house is rotted inside and out. The structure is all rotted, mold, animals going in and out, the whole works. There's no way that he could rebuild this. His intention is to turn it into a rental and cover it up with plasterboard walls. Well, this thing's been leaking for 8 years. The big hole in the back, it's caving in because the structure's falling apart. The hole was that big.
Yeah.
And
So-
this year, there's holes in the front on the same side, which is the south side of the house.
Yeah. So this is placed onto the demolition list, and as you heard, this will be on the Board of Appeals agenda for August.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, because I'm representing my landlady, because I'm a rental. She owns the 2 houses on both sides of this house.
Okay.
And she couldn't be here. She was going to bring me down here, but her housemaid got sick, and they're at the hospital.
Okay.
So,
Thank you.
okay, thank you. Yes. Correct. And again, it'll be posted just like this one was, so watch for the postings.
Okay. Thank you. You're welcome. 496 Arthur.
496 Arthur is a single-family residence that was posted on 6/29 of 2022. It was a vacant, dangerous, dilapidated, fire-damaged structure. The side door is making open to trespass. The front and side doors are both open and making it open to the elements. Roof, siding, soffits, trim, doors, and windows are all dilapidated. Portions of the house have been gutted. Overgrown, debris, unkempt, animals undermining. Porch railings are missing. The gas meter is locked out. The electric meter is gone. Our recommendation is to be placed on the demolition list.
Place on the demolition list.
164 Cadillac is a single-family residence that was posted on 6/29 of 2022. It's a non-compliant structure, finished renovations without permits. The siding, trim, and soffits that are dilapidated. An abandoned vehicle is there, overgrown debris, unkempt, missing guardrails and handrails. The electric meter is on, the gas meter is on. They had a property maintenance inspection. They needed a building, plumbing, and electrical permits. All permits except for the plumbing have been pulled. Our recommendation is postponement while they are working on the permits they have, and they have basically said that they'll be pulling the plumbing permit very shortly.
Okay, we'll postpone until October 12th. 750 Lonsberry?
750 Lonesbury is a single-family residence that is posted on 6/29 of 2022, was a dilapidated structure. The roof, siding, trim, and soffits were all dilapidated. Has had a new roof put on. The rear elevation wall had been exposed. Since our time of our posting, the windows have been replaced on the back. Still some debris, unkempt. Lacks hand railings on the front porch. The gas meter and electric meter are both on. It has had the building permit pulled and the electric permit pulled, and our recommendation is to be placed, or to postpone to the October 12th, 2020 meeting to allow the work to continue. They look to be about 2 weeks before they can get the rough electrical done, and they'll follow along behind. The electrician is kind of slowing them up, being able to get his work done so that they could move forward with the building part of it.
Okay, postpone until October 12th.
68 Lull was a single-family resident that was posted on 6/29 of 2022. It is a dangerous, dilapidated structure, vacant. Garage door is making it open to trespass. The roof, siding, soffit, trim, doors, and windows are all dilapidated. Extreme overgrowth, debris, unkempt. Front and rear porches have some dilapidated and dangerous steps. The gas meter was not found, nor was the electric meter found due to overgrowth. Our recommendation is placement on the demolition list.
Place on the demolition list.
412 Paddock is a commercial property car wash that was posted on 6/29 of 2022. It's a abandoned, vacant, dangerous, dilapidated structure. The car wash bays are not secured and are so therefore allowing for dumping to be taking place in them. There's holes through the roof. The roof wall panels are loose and coming off. Vines are growing inside of the building. It's overgrown, debris, unkempt. There is debris in each bay, and many of them have graffiti. The grate covers are missing or displaced. Gas meter is locked out. The electric meter is not found. Our recommendation is to be placed on the demolition list.
Place on the demolition list.
90 Virginia is a single-family residence that was posted on 6/29 of 2022. It is a dangerous, non-conforming occupied structure. The garage is open to trespass. The roof, siding, trim, chimney, garage, and fencing are all dilapidated, overgrown, debris, unkempt. Animals are undermining. Again, broken windows. Guardrails and handrails are missing. Smoke detectors were not working when they had their property maintenance inspection. The gas meter is on. The electric meter is on. At the time the property maintenance inspection was done, they needed a building, electrical, and plumbing permit. They have pulled the building permit, have not pulled the electrical and plumbing because the tenants who are there are not being cooperative in allowing them to do any work. They have sent the paperwork to me that shows that they are in the process of the court for the eviction. So our recommendation is to postpone to allow the eviction to take place and the owner to make repairs to the building.
Okay, we'll postpone then until October 12th. Is this the one they're doing the landscape business
have a
out of the
landscape-
driveway in the yard? It's a
They have a
mess.
landscape business being run out of the
Mess.
property. It's,
I have one here, 363 Seaward. Was in my packet.
and then we can do that one? Oh, got stuck with the other one. 363 Seward is a single-family residence that was posted on 6/29 of 2022. It's a vacant, dilapidated structure. Basement window is making it open to trespass and open to the elements. Foundation, electrical, and mechanical are dilapidated, overgrown, debris, unkempt. The gas meter is off, the electric meter is off. All the permits they had expired back in 2021, and our recommendation therefore is to be placed on the demolition list.
Place on the demolition list. Next hearing, October 12th.
October 12th.
That concludes today's hearing.